Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Texarkana, Texas City Council. Today is Monday, August the 23rd, 2021. We'd like to welcome all of you who are joining us this evening for our council meeting. At this time, I'll call upon our city secretary, Ms. Jennifer Evans, to provide a roll call. Ms. Evans?
Ms. Williams?
Here.
Ms. Hart?
Here.
Ms. Page?
Here.
Mr. Harp?
Here.
Ms. Matlock?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here. We do have a full council this evening, and we'll now move along to our Invocation and Pledge that will be led by Council Member Jean Matlock. If everyone will please stand.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this hour with asking for your blessings and your help as we conduct the issues at hand. Lord, we ask that you give us a spirit that is filled with enthusiasm and fairness for all of the issues so that we can make the right decisions. Lord, we ask that you bless every city employee from the lowest all the way up to the interim manager. And please give us the spirit to do well in everything that we do. All of this we ask in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Just have a few remarks to make this evening. As a reminder, we reverted back to 2 council meetings per month beginning this month in August. So looking at the month of September, our council meetings will be held on the 13th and the 27th. And then moving forward to the month of October, October the 11th and October the 25th, 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. In reference to Parks and Recreation events, on September the 11th, the Fall Soccer League will begin at Wallace Park. And also on September the 11th, the Fall Baseball League begins at Spring Lake Park. And then on the same day, a softball tournament will be held at Carr Park. And for additional information relating to parks and recreation activities, you can log on to the city's website or call 903-798-3978. Just want to pass along some news this evening. As we know in the council, we lost one of our city employees last week very suddenly, and our hearts certainly go out to this employee's family. I do have some information I would like to share, and the employee who passed away was Mike Young, and Mike was 53 years of age. He'd been employed with the city for 9 years. He was a very valuable asset not only to the Parks and Recreation Department, but to the entire city of Texarkana, Texas. Mike's skills and abilities allowed him to operate any piece of equipment to tackle any type of job that was put in front of him. He was vital to the success of the Parks and Recreation Department. The city will forever be grateful for Mike's contributions, and he will be greatly missed, and we ask that you keep the Young family in your prayers. Mr. Young's wife, Darla, is also a city employee, and they have 3 children, Jesse and Raven and Lacey, and they also have 6 grandchildren. And there will be a visitation that actually started about 10 minutes ago from 6 until 8 p.m. this evening at the East Funeral Home located in the downtown area. So I ask that you please keep the Young family in your thoughts and prayers. At this time, we'll move along with our retirement recognition of J.D. Phillips. And J.D., if you'll please come forward. J.D.'s a man of many words. And Benny, come on up. Come up with him. So I'll just have you stand over here for now, and that way if you have any remarks you'd like to make. And then I also would like to present some gifts and other tokens of recognition this evening as well. J.D. Phillips. J.D. Phillips is the Executive Director of the Texarkana Water Utilities, and he is retiring after 31 years of service. He began his career at TWU in February of 1990. J.D. was named Executive Director at a time when both cities were at odds over the operation of TWU. And reflect on that time because I was serving at that time as well. And, you know, we always referred to the good old days, and that wasn't necessarily applying to that situation, but we have overcome that, and we have a great working relationship between the cities and with TWU. JD is in a unique position in that he reports to not only one but two city managers, the city manager on the Texas side and the Arkansas side. And so JD has had an incredible career with TWU and has done a tremendous job. He's been very valuable in leading the water department in many different projects and making sure that daily operations go smoothly, and when we do have an interruption or some type of a problem, that it is taken care of very quickly. We also have, and JD, you're planning on retiring the end of the month, correct?
Pretty much the end of this week.
End of this week. That's going to pretty much wrap up the month, isn't it? And JD has been title of Executive Director since May of 2016. And we have an interim to replace JD, and that's Gary Smith. Gary, where are you? If you'll please stand so everybody can see you. Gary Smith will be serving as our interim executive director. Gary has a tremendous amount of experience as well in the water utility industry with TWU, and so we're looking forward to having you taking the realm, Gary. Gary is currently the Assistant Director of Texarkana Water Utilities prior to this announcement, and has served as Director of Operations and Maintenance of the water utilities since 2016. And Smith holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering from the University of Arkansas and is a professional engineer registered in both Texas and Arkansas. So JD, I'm just going to let you take a few minutes to share with us if you want to reflect back over your career with the water utilities, or maybe a humorous incident, or a maybe not so humorous incident that you would like to share. So the floor is yours, sir.
I just want to thank everybody. It's been a quick 31 years, really, believe it or not. I really have enjoyed working with everybody. This council right now is a great council to work with. The last 18 months have been, I mean, not just for the utility, but for everybody, have been an interesting period of time, starting with the morning that Sunday morning when Gary called me at 5:30 and said all the water tanks were empty on March 15th, and COVID started right after that. But I really want to thank the utility staff for this period, from the ladies in customer service who catch all sorts of grief from people. They've been great, water production, operations. We just have a really good staff right now, and they've handled these crises in the last 18 months, and it made me look good because we got water back on quickly. We never had to shut down during COVID, during the winter storm. The field operations guys shut off over 1,200 water meters in 20 inches of snow. So like I said, I just want to thank everybody that I've worked with at the water utility. It's been an interesting time.
Well, and probably the icing on the cake is probably the cyber attack that you had to endure as well.
Leave Brandon and his guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, that got Brandon and the poor ladies in customer service one more time. So
I think before the cyber attack, JD's hair was a little darker. But at least he has some hair, okay? All right, so.
Gary made the comment that my hair seems to have changed color in the last 5 years. It's been a fun, usually fun. Sometimes it's been interesting, but I look back on everything fondly.
Okay. Well, like I said, we certainly appreciate your service. I know there have been a few instances where I needed to visit with you to get some information about something that was going on. You were always very quick to respond, and so I want to thank you for that. And also, if you and Benny want to maybe move to the front here, I would like to, and I'll step down in just a second, but I want to first read a certificate of appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is presented to J.D. Phillips for 31 years of dedicated service to the city of Texarkana, Texas, and the Texarkana Water Utility as of the year 2021. Interim City Manager Dr. David Orr has signed it. I have signed it as well. The city seal is also affixed to the certificate. And then we also have your city lapel pin that is for 30 years of service. It has the city seal along with the number 30 for 30 years of service. So we ask that you wear this and wear it proudly. And then I'll step down, and we also have a gift that we would like to present to you this evening, and then this will conclude our presentation. So I'll be right down. We will let you open this sack, sir. I'll hold the sack, you can open it up.
Ooh, that's pretty, the wrapping.
And it's not a water meter tester, okay? I want you to know that. I'll just put that back in here.
Van did a good job.
Wrap it up, right. Oh, so you're fine.
So, yeah, very nice watch. Well, thank you very much. Very much. Yes. Oh, great.
Lisa, do you need to get a picture or anything? Okay, all right, so set this down here. Maybe we'll hold up the certificate. Let me, won't you come on this? Well, I'll get between y'all. How's that? Everybody can, all right, you hold
Which
it.
way? Okay.
Oh, it's on the seal?
Scoot that way.
Okay, shift this way.
Yeah.
Not upside down, is it? Okay. All right. JD, thank you very much for your service, and best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we'll move along to our open forum comments from the public. If there's anyone here this evening who would like to address the council, you're welcome to do so. If you are here this evening to speak on one of our public hearing items, I request that you please wait until we get to that particular public hearing item. We'd be more than happy to listen to your comments. We do ask that you fill out one of the yellow sheets that are on the rack there on the wall, so that we'll have a written record of your presence this evening. Ms. Evans, did you have any sheets turned in? You did not? Okay. Does anyone in the audience want to address the council? Okay. We'll move along with our appointments to boards and commissions and committees. Do we have any appointments this evening by the council? Okay. Hearing none, we'll now move along to items for consideration. We do have two items on the consent agenda. Item 1 is to consider approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of the City Council held on August the 9th, 2021 at 6 p.m. And item number 2, resolution number 2021-071, adopting the city's investment policy. And unless there are any of these items that need to be pulled, if not, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
We have a motion by Councilmember Williams and a second by Councilmember Matlock. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Consent agenda has been approved. We do have one action item on the agenda. This is item number 3, resolution number 2021-070, authorizing the interim city manager to enter into a contract with Bureau Veritas, North America Incorporated of Plano, Texas, for an amount not to exceed $684,000 for plan review and inspection services for the Wadley Regional Medical Center project, with funds budgeted in the Building and Code Department General Fund. And we do have this on the agenda for the council's consideration this evening. We have our Director of Inspections and Code Enforcement, Michelle Daniel, to visit with us about this item. Good evening, Michelle.
Good evening, Mayor, and good evening, Council. As you said, this is to approve third-party inspection services for the Wadley Hospital project. that we hope is now coming to Texarkana. So we're very excited about that. We received 3 different proposals for this inspection services. Bureau Veritas, they did score the highest. We had 4 different people within our department and inspectors that scored these proposals that we received. They did score the highest. They do have offices throughout the United States, and they do have one here locally in Texas. They will be required to have an inspector on site every day at all times to provide good service for our contractors that are here. They have also inspected several different hospitals in the past, and so they have done this type of work before. And so we are very confident that they'll be able to do a good job. So,
Okay, all right. Does anyone on the council have a question for Michelle? No. Okay, all right, thank you very much.
thank you.
All right, so this time I'll entertain a motion for
So
approval.
moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Hart. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Harp. And this does pertain to a resolution, so there is not a caption. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The resolution has been approved. We'll now move along to our first briefings. We do have several first briefing items this evening. I think we have 7. Some of these are related, dealing with rezoning as well as, I think, perhaps specific use permit. On the first one, item 1, resolution number 2021-072, approving the fiscal year 2022 master fee list. And Kristen, I believe this one is yours.
Yes, sir.
Kristen
Good
Peoples,
evening.
our Chief Financial Officer. So good evening, Kristen.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is our annual master fee update, and this is the fees that we're proposing for fiscal year 22. So these are the fees that we based our budget proposal on. Let's briefly go through the changes from the prior year, and then if you have any questions, be happy to try and answer those. The first change that I want to talk about is alcohol permit fees. The TABC did a major overhaul of their fees recently, and so the city has updated our local fees to correspond with those, the allowable fees allowed by TABC, and then we removed those that are no longer allowed. We made changes to the open records request fees to reflect the charge that's allowed based on the Texas Administrative Code. We increased a dangerous dog registration fee from $50 to $150 per pet per year. We updated the mobile food permit fee to allow for a 3-day or less fee. We also did a reduction of the regular mobile inspection fee and added an additional fee for a re-inspection. So if our inspectors have to go back out, because if it did not pass inspection the first time. We also made changes for a non-residential building permit fee greater than $25 million. And we outlined the requirements of that the contractor pays a third-party inspection fee and plus 10% of cost of inspection. We also added a plan review fee for non-residential greater than $25 million. The contractor is responsible for hiring the third-party inspection service. Library fees, we made a change for card replacement fee of $1, case replacement fee ranging from $2 to $9, and a lamination fee ranging from $1 to $5, depending on number of pages. We added a new fee for splash pad rental, a 2-hour time slot for $150. We made changes to our special event permit. Previous to this, we required a fee to get the permit. Now there will be no upfront fee, but we may require an additional fee as we get into the process of the special event if there's additional services needed, such as traffic control or things like that. We updated the solid waste fees per our agreement with Waste Management to reflect all of those updates. And then we changed the regional water plant fee to $3 per 1,000 gallons, and that was discussed also at our Budget Advisory Committee as well. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, any questions for Kristen on this item? Okay, so we will have a public hearing next council meeting on the 13th of September, and then council consideration that evening. As a matter of fact, all of our items pertaining to first briefings will have that same schedule, September 13th for public hearings, and then council vote that same evening. All right, thank you, Kristen. Item 2 is ordinance number 2021-073, rezoning a .722 acre tract of land being Tract 65C, Flower Acres Edition, located in a 3400 block of Beechwood Lane from Single Family 2 to Single Family 3. Susan Clayton, owner. Antonio and Tatra Bradley, under contract to purchase. A 3/4 vote of the City Council is required to approve this request. And Michelle is back with us to brief us on this item. Hello again, Michelle.
Hello, good evening again, Mayor and Council. As you said, this is a request to rezone a 0.772 acre tract of land located in a 3400 block of Beechwood Lane from Single Family 2 to Single Family 3. The proposed use is a double-wide HUD code manufactured home. The adjacent zoning is Single Family 2 to the west, east, and south, and Single Family 3 to the north. The future land use map shows suburban residential. There are other manufactured homes located in the immediate area, and so therefore staff recommends approval of this request, and I will be happy to answer any questions y'all may have.
Any questions for Michelle? Now, I believe this particular item was voted down by P&Z, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is
Okay, so this
correct.
is why it requires a 3/4 vote by the council.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Any questions? Okay, all right. Ms. Matlock?
What was the reason for them not, D&Z not voting? They voted it down. What was the reason?
There were two of the neighbors who showed up in opposition to this request for a double-wide HUD code manufactured home, and their reasoning was that there are two other mobile homes in the immediate area that are in very bad disrepair. One of those mobile homes, there has already been a demolition permit pulled, and they are currently in the process of demolishing or getting rid of the mobile home. They have until the 10th of next month to do that, till September 10th. And then the other mobile home that was in question has been ordered to be demolished. And so
Owned by all the same people, so you got 3 different owners?
there are separate owners. No, ma'am, they are not owned by the same people. So this is a separate person completely that owns this.
I
Ms.
have
Hart?
gone out there and looked at that situation, and right next door to the homeowner at 3405, there is a trailer with a rotten down house sitting on top of what's left of it. And
Yes, ma'am.
I can see the situation that it needs to be done with. And I'm thinking that the mayor and I will, with your assistance and everything, we'll get that taken care of pretty quick.
Yes, ma'am, we sure will. We'll do our best to get that taken care of.
So currently, the concern was because of the two that were in
Yes.
bad shape. But with us addressing that, that issue goes away,
Right.
would be my guess.
In my opinion, yes, sir.
Okay.
But I can't speak for the people that were there at the meeting at the planning and zoning meeting.
Any other questions or comments on this one? Okay. Item number 3 is also related to the previous item that Michelle just went over. This particular one deals with the specific use permit. Item 3, ordinance number 2021-074, granting a specific use permit to allow the location of a HUD code manufactured home on a .722 acre tract of land being Tract 65C, Flower Acres Edition, located in the 3400 block of Beechwood Lane. Susan Clayton, owner. Antonio and Tatra Bradley, under contract to purchase. Once again, a 3/4 vote of the City Council is required to approve this request. Michelle?
Good evening again. As you said, this is a request for a specific use permit to allow the location of a new 2020 double-wide HUD code manufactured home as a residence in the 3400 block of Beechwood Lane. The adjacent zoning is single-family 2 to the west, east, and south, and single-family 3 to the north. I would like to point out that I do believe these, Ms. Bradley, they have purchased this lot. Staff does recommend for approval with the following stipulations: that a new 2020 or newer double-wide HUD code manufactured home be placed on the property, and that the manufactured home be tied down, underskirted, and underpinned, and all other applicable codes are met. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Michelle relating to the specific use permit? Okay, thank you very much. Item number 4 is ordinance number 2021-075, rezoning a .953 acre tract of land located in the George Brindley Headright Survey A-18, located at 901 Franklin Street, from single family 2 to general retail. Greg Orr, DBA Greg Orr Company's owner, Kayla Wood, MTG Engineers and Surveyors agent. Michelle?
As you said, this is a request to rezone a 0.953 acre tract located at the former 901 Franklin Street from single family 2 to general retail. The proposed use is a storage building for automobile and boat parts for the Greg Orr Auto Part. The property is currently vacant land. The adjacent zoning is general retail to the north and west, and single family 2 to the east and south. The adjacent land use is Greg Orr Auto Part to the north, hotel to the west, residential to the south, and a cell tower to the east. The future land use map shows mixed use area. Since this request is to allow the expansion for the existing auto park, staff does recommend for approval of this request, and I will be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Michelle? Okay. Item number 5 is ordinance number 2021-076, rezoning lots 49 and 57, Belmont subdivision located at the corner of Pacific Avenue and Bradley Avenue from single family 2 to commercial. Tony Burrow, president of Nance Electric, Kayla Wood, MTG Engineering and Surveyors agent. Michelle?
As you said, this is a request to rezone lots located at the corner of Pacific Avenue and Bradley Avenue from single family 2 to commercial. The proposed use is an expansion of Nance Electric business. This property is currently vacant land and a parking lot. The adjacent zoning is single family 2 to the west and south, outside city limits to the north, and PD commercial to the east. The adjacent land use is vacant land and residential to the west, Nance's existing building to the east, and residential to the south, and vacant land to the north. The future land use map shows regional commercial. Nance Electric Company recently purchased these lots with a plan to expand their existing business to the west, and so therefore staff recommends approval of these requests, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions for Michelle? Okay. Item number 6 is ordinance number 2021-077, granting a specific use permit to allow the location of a Helistop for a proposed new hospital on 2 parcels bounded by Gibson Lane to the north, West Park Boulevard to the south, and University Avenue to the west. Lot 3, Block 1, Wagoner Creek Crossing, 2 subdivision, and an additional 24-acre tract in the George Brindley Headright Survey A-18. Thomas Gilbert, president of Wadley Regional Medical Center, and Adam Crunk Engineering, LLC. Michelle?
Again, as you said, this is a request by Wadley Regional Medical Center for a specific use permit to allow the location of a Helistop pad on Lot 3, Block 1 of Wagner Creek Crossing 2 subdivision. This property is currently vacant land. The adjacent zoning is general retail to the north and south, commercial to the west, and agriculture to the east. The adjacent land use is vacant land to the northwest and east, and retail to the south. The Helistop will be used by the proposed new Wadley Regional Medical Center. The hospital wishes to offer safe emergency transportation services for individuals who need to be transported to or from this facility. trips to and from the facility will number approximately 10 per month, and the Helistop will be for emergency use only, so no aircraft will be stationed at this location or allowed to fuel at this location. And so therefore, staff and planning and zoning recommend approval of this request, and I'll be happy to answer any questions y'all may have.
Any questions for Michelle? All right, thank you. We now move along to item number 7, resolution number 2021-078, approving the application of the Edward Byrne Justice Assistance Grant, providing a total in the amount of $20,862, where the city will receive $12,517 and Bowie County will receive $8,345. And we have Texarkana, Texas Police Department Captain Michael Henry here to brief us on this item. Good evening, Captain Henry.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. What we have for you tonight is a review of our 2021 Edward Byrne Justice Assistance Grant, or the JAG grant as we call it. This is a grant we get yearly from the Bureau of Justice Assistance. It requires no kind of cash match from the city or really anything, no strings attached other than just us doing quarterly reports. This year's grant is for, as the mayor said, $20,862. We do share that with Bowie County, and so our share will end up being $12,517. With that money, we plan to upgrade some of the technology we have at our training center. I'm sure you are aware that the police department operates a state-certified training center out at the SOTC at Spring Lake Park. And so we have 2 classrooms out there. Each one of those classrooms have an older smart board that we use for teaching out there, and they're both becoming very outdated and in need of replacement. So we plan to replace those with some new flat panel interactive TVs. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions for Captain Henry? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate your service. All right, at this time, move along to our public hearings. We do have 3 public hearings scheduled. Item 1 is ordinance number 2021-064, amending the budget estimate of the revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2021, and adopting the budget and appropriating resources for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2021, and ending September 30th, 2022. We have a public hearing on this item this evening, and then council vote is scheduled for our next meeting on September the 13th. So at this time, I'll declare the public hearing open. If there's anyone who would like to address the council relating to this ordinance, if you'll please come forward and state your name for the record. Not seeing anyone coming forward at this time, I will declare the public hearing closed. At this time, we'll move along to items 2 and 3. They are both related. One deals with rezoning, the other one deals with the specific use permit. Item number 2, ordinance number 2021-068, rezoning Lot 1, Block 19, West Texarkana Edition, located at 2301 West 12th Street. Single Family 2 to Single Family 3, Saudi Spry owner. At this time, I'll declare the public hearing open. If there's anyone who would like to address the council on this item, please come forward and state your name for the record. Yes, sir. If you'll just come over here to the microphone, and if you'll state your name, sir, and we're glad to have you with us this evening.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council. My name is Ronald Patterson. I live in Raleigh, Texas, which is a community just this side of Dallas on I-30. I'm a retired commercial banker in the Dallas area. My career also includes 5 years as a senior coordinator for the Office of Economic Development at the City of Dallas. I'm here to speak against the proposed zoning change at 2301 West 12th. I'm a 3rd-generation property owner in the community of Rose Hill, where this change is being proposed. But not only am I here as a concerned property owner, but also because of 3 very important reasons. First of all, I think that approval of this change would maybe not set a precedence, but it would preclude an onslaught of this type of development activity in Rose Hill. manufactured housing, number 2, depreciates in value rather than appreciates. And it does nothing for the owner in terms of accumulation of value, and it does nothing for the city in terms of expanding the tax base. And then the third thing is that manufactured housing is excluded from the count of rooftops in determining retail development. Rose Hill has been a community that has struggled over the years, but appears to be in a phase of recovery. There's significant investment from the Texarkana Housing Authority and the city of Texarkana. And by allowing this type of development there, I don't think complements the city's plan for that area and would be, I think, deleterious to the future development in Rose Hill, considering that it is on the rebound. I've seen these types of disparities created and perpetuated in other types of developments elsewhere, and I want to encourage you as the city leaders to hold fast to your vision for community growth as outlined in the comprehensive plan, and thank you for allowing me to speak on this subject.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. Public hearing is still open. If there's anyone else who wants to address the council, please come forward. Okay. Michelle?
Yes, sir. Good evening again, Mayor and Council. I had talked to Ms. Spry this evening, and she has had a death in her immediate family, and so I'm requesting, if y'all would, to table this item until she can be present.
So is there a motion for excuse me, we're tabling this item, so motion for postponement, Mr. Lewis? Okay. Okay, so we have a motion for postponement. Councilmember Page has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And we have a second by Councilmember Williams. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, so we will move this item to our next regularly scheduled council meeting on September the 13th. And we also want to be sure to keep our thoughts and prayers for Ms. Spry and the death of a family member. So, all right. This concludes our public hearings portion of the agenda. We'll now move along to the city.
Mayor, do we need to go ahead and do tabling the
yeah.
second one too?
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Yes, I'm sorry, I just kind of jumped over that one. Back to public hearings. Item number 3, ordinance number 2021-069, granting a specific use permit to allow the location of a double-wide HUD code manufactured home on Lot 1, Block 19, West Texarkana Edition, located at 2301 West 12th Street, Saudi Spry, owner. Public hearing is open for this item if anyone else would like to come forward and address the council. Okay, and at this time, I will declare the public hearing closed on ordinance number 2021-069. Michelle, did you want to add anything? I would think so, to be consistent, just so, since we have it listed as 2 items.
Okay. I would request again for this item also to be tabled.
All right, so we have a request from staff. Is there a motion to postpone this to the next meeting?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Matlock and a second by Councilmember Hart. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, so we will move these 2 items to our agenda at the next meeting. Now we'll move along to our city manager's report. Dr. David Orr.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a few updates for you tonight. First off, the Bi-State Intergovernmental Advisory Committee meeting that was scheduled for last Friday was postponed and rescheduled for Friday, September 10th at 9 o'clock. And just wanted to make you aware of that because we anticipate having an agenda item soon pending the outcome of that meeting regarding the Motorola Flex CAD RMS system that we've been talking about for quite some time now. So I just want to give you an update. We hope to have more information before our next meeting. Also wanted to let you know that the drainage circle for the drainage study for Diamond Circle is complete, and we'll be sending out more information about that soon. This is a long-awaited study that, of course, includes Diamond Circle, but also the area that is near Summerhill Road and kind of that whole general area. So we'll have a report on that pending soon. Also, our water rights permit update. I just wanted to give you an update on kind of where we're at. You know, we talked about last time that we have 4 different entities that are opposing our current water rights permit in Lake Rat-Patman. September 13th has been set as the deadline for TCEQ for us to respond to those. We've been working with Riverbend and with Kyle Dooley on those responses, and so we hope to have an update with that information here soon. We have touched base with those entities, and we're working on mutually agreeable solutions for that update. Also, too, a group of us attended the Sulphur River Basin Authority meeting last week, including Councilmember Bill Harp. Thank you, Bill, for attending that, with Kelly Mitchell. And just wanted to give you an update that the board voted to move their meetings to Sulphur Springs starting in October and November as a test run, and will continue to leave their current office in Texarkana. It's actually located in Wake Village. And one final update, just to save the date, we'll have the TTPD promotional ceremony will be held Monday. That's next Monday, August 30th, at our Special Operations Center at Spring Lake Park at 2 p.m. So invite everyone on the council and the public to attend that ceremony. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Orr. Any questions for David? Okay. We'll now move along to administrative comments. Any comments from the council this evening to the staff? Ms. Matlock?
Comment.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank Michelle and her staff because we can see houses coming down. And I have actually gotten a couple of calls, and this is we usually call and complain, and we would like to call and say thank you. So thank you, your staff, Michelle.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Matlock. Any other council comments this evening? Ms. Hart?
I don't know if I mentioned it last meeting or not, but the blue house is down. It finally hit the ground. They are in the process of gathering up the remains of it, hauling it off, and I am so happy to see that when I cross the railroad track on Findlay, I don't have to see the blue house anymore. There's a couple of more blue houses. They're not painted blue, but similar condition that we're working on, and I appreciate it so much.
We'll certainly pass those comments along to Michelle and our code enforcement staff. And I just wanted to also mention that also deals a lot with municipal court and the work that our municipal court staff does as well in those cases. So we'll pass that information along. Thank you, Councilmember Hart.
So Ms. Hart, if they were using that blue house as a landmark for directions, they'll have to establish another landmark, won't they? All right. That would be a good landmark. The blue house. Turn left at the blue house. So anyway, we'll have to redo all that. All right. Any other comments from the council this evening? Okay. Any final comments from the staff this evening, Dr. Orr?
No final comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Very good. All right. Is there any other business to be brought before the council this evening? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Page and a second by Councilmember Hart. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We are adjourned. Hope everyone has a great evening, and we'll see you all at our next council meeting in September.